Hey there, it's Samuel Larsen here. Now I'm going to share with you some more theoretical concepts in this video. Usually we keep it pretty practical, but these are some that I felt like would be very useful to my audience. So this is a very interesting concept and something I definitely wanted to share. Many of these are from Dan Kennedy, one of the best copywriters of our times. And I've then curated them a little bit and added my own sort of flavor to it. But first of all, I want to say that these are not sort of preaching. I'm not in an ivory tower looking down at people saying that they're doing things wrong. These are also massive personal failures of mine. And I'm making this video as much as I'm making it for you, I'm making it myself as well. So let's get started. First thing, realize that people are not in business or in e-commerce to make money. Like most people are not that serious about it. They are not there to maximize their profitability. Rather, they are there because they kind of like it. And that's where they get kind of stuck as well. So you have this competition, and if you were to ask what makes this special, they don't really know. Like they're not actively thinking about their edge or their competitive advantage or how they could crush it better, how they could make more money. Instead, they are in their comfort zone. They have found that nice little fuzzy place where they like being, and they're not challenged too much. And if they would want to move forward, at some level they want to. So they have a little bit of gas, but at the same time they have a little bit of brake. And they're not moving forward or backward really. It's just they're stuck in that same level. And oftentimes this happens for decades, years and decades. You see people getting stuck on that okay level and never moving past it. And this is mainly due to our psychology. We are way more motivated to avoid losses than to go for gains. And it is emotionally challenging to step from that comfortable place onto a new future where you could have like 5x your business, 10x your business, 20x your business, but you're not really comfortable with that level of growth or those level of challenges that you're going to have. So it's going to be tempting to stay on the okay zone and not risk it. So people say that they want to make more money, but they are not actively thinking about it. Even if they are prioritizing accordingly, they're not really going after it because they're always playing not to lose. And that's an important concept to think whether you are doing it yourself and to the level that you are doing it, because most likely it's just a human tendency to do it. Some people do it less, some people do it more. Second point, realize that maximizing money is not gentle. So you and your business are in a competition. So you have other products. Some of them are direct competitors. Some of them are indirect competition. But that customer dollar is going to go somewhere. And it is your job to beat your competition to win that customer dollar. And to some level, you could argue that, pie is getting bigger as more people are coming and producing more. But it's not really going to get bigger with more competition. It's neither of these extremes. It's not a zero-sum game, and it's not the pie is always getting bigger. There is always competition, and that is something that tends to expand as markets get saturated over time. So your goal in business is not just to win. It is to dominate. It is to be a dominant player in your industry. It is to almost build a monopoly if you can, because those are the businesses that make the most money. that is the truth behind all the big winners out there in everything. They are the ones that seek advantages wherever they can, and they are not the ones that would be afraid of running up the score. They would humiliate their opponents if they get a chance. So you should want to kill, dominate, want more than your fair share in business, and that's how you also guarantee the well-being of your stakeholders, your employees, your suppliers, whatever you have. And in those good times, you need to run up the score, because you never know how long those are going to last. Now, the world these days tends to be a little bit more politically correct, but there's some good old quotes here. So these CEOs were talking about the joy of crushing the competition, the joy of forcing them out of business and making them hate you. And another quote was also, once I got that taste of blood, that is what I wanted to do in each city. I just wanted to put my competitors out of business. If you think like that, you may not be liked, but you are going to be in a lot better position than people that are thinking about it softly, who just want to take part. Because this will force you to ask better questions and to think bigger. So the question is not anymore like, are we going to win or not? If we're going to win. Instead, it's how much we are going to win by. So that focuses the mind on the right things. And instead of avoiding losses, it is focused on winning. And it's focusing on how much we are going to win. It's asking that question that comes afterward. And that's already presumed that you're going to win. Now think of it from this brake versus throttle perspective. That is full throttle, no brake. You might go bust, but at least you are going to give it your best shot. And you're not going to settle for that small piece of the market that you could dominate in your comfort zone. Rather, you're going for it. So in e-commerce, for example, this could mean that you are able and willing to spend more money to acquire customers than anybody else. And in that case, you are forcing everybody to run their ads unprofitably. If you have that kind of a case, you can eventually run them out of business, because they cannot acquire new customers from those channels, at least, that you are dominating. And this is contrary to most people. They are looking to spend less, not more. So it's a big mindset shift. But if you want to dominate this, that's the kind of consideration you have to make. So here's a couple of great questions to take you out of your comfort zone a little bit. So if you ask yourself, for example, daily, how can you make more money today? And if you answer that honestly and execute it, I guarantee your life won't be easier. It's going to be probably a bunch of pretty emotionally difficult things. Maybe it's negotiating with your suppliers better pricing, or implementing some like, okay, let's fire a team member, these kind of things. But in the long run, you will be better off because of it. You will gain a better understanding of what you should do, and you'll probably implement more long-term strategies. Second question, very related to that, but what is the most efficient use of my time right now? And so this is very related to focusing on making maximum money. If you want to maximize your business valuation, you need to start doing things that are the most efficient things that you could do. There's a ton of things that you could do in your business. Most of them you shouldn't do, but asking this question will focus your energy to the right question. Generally, the mindset should be, if I'm going to do X, I want every dollar out of it that I can get. So think of this kind of ROTI, return on time investment. What is the investment that I'm getting out of this? And maybe more importantly, am I doing the maximum investment thing, maximum return thing right now that I can get from this 1 hour investment, for example? So that is return on time investment. Very important concept. So those are the principles. And once you start challenging yourself to making maximum money, you will start to see your excuses. You will start to see your limitations a little bit better and see where your thinking might be a little bit off. And the best way I found to do this is to pair myself with somebody who is very ambitious, who thinks that everything's possible, and then ping my excuses versus that. You feel almost embarrassed to say why you can't scale to this level in this time, for example. So it's good to have those kind of people around, and then also sort of little bit balance that view. But the worst people that you could be ever surrounded by are accountants and lawyers. All they see is why things won't work. So those are the killers for your own entrepreneurial ideas. So to summarize, we get stuck on the level that we have always operated at. There is tremendous comfort in that, but instead you should be agnostic about the methods. The methods don't matter. Instead, you should care about what works, what brings you the best return on your time investment. And even if that's something that you typically don't do, then you still want to make sure that it gets prioritized. So you want to be this kind of agnostic pragmatist. Try out different things and see if they work. If they don't work, don't keep trying them, but test it. And eventually you want to get to a point where you have a unit and you're constantly looking at your different units and seeing how you can make more money out of those units. So those could be anything. It can be a lead, it can be an hour of your time, it can be an email address, it can be a visitor. You're looking to maximize everything. And that's where your long-term competitive advantage will come. Because you are actively focusing on maximizing your money, and most people are not. And even if they are not, they are not going to stay at it for very long, because they will find their comfort zone and they will hit their ceiling. And this is what I do in my consulting practice. I help people maximize their money, and basically that is maximizing business value, because that's the most straightforward, honest metric of whether we are successful or not. And oftentimes it can be, in these individual units, it can be a maximizing customer lifetime value for this, let's say it's a lead or an email. And that applied in mass will be good for the business. So we're always looking to either automate things, automate those units, or multiply them. And that's where the growth comes. Doing those processes smartly, and then making sure that we have systems in place so this machine works without you being that involved in it. Eventually, every business should be sellable, including yours, even if you don't want to sell it. A sellable business is a functioning business. It's a business that can work without you, and it's a business that can make you maximum money if you get struck by terminal cancer, for example, tomorrow. You will have something to fall back on. So businesses are valuable because they make maximum money without the dependence on their owner. That's it. That's my summary of that little concept. Hope you liked it. I had a ton of fun making this video. Make sure to subscribe it, like it, and I look forward to speaking with you in my future e-commerce videos. Looking forward to that. Thanks for watching.